Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Fun Day with Paul and Judy, and Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
There were a lot of nice wishes for you. Happy
Thank
Father's
you.
Day when we promoted the show.
And I gave a shout out to your dad. Your mom and dad are visiting us.
Speaking of, come on around there. Yes,
we weren't here to work.
We weren't sure if we were going to be able to do the show. Come in the middle.
There he is.
Hi, Dad. He doesn't have a microphone on, but you can hear him through my mic.
Yes.
It's a very fancy
I've been versed for your mic all my life. Hi, everybody. Happy Father's Day.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks for letting me in.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Thanks for taking a couple pictures for us.
He hasn't taken a minute. You're going to interrupt him.
I know I did. I thought, let me take advantage of this.
But yeah, happy
welcome
Father's Day to everybody out there that is a dad. My dad is looking upon us from above.
Yes, yes. And I'm sure many of yours are too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure you're thinking about them on this day.
Look over there.
Are we posing?
Yes. So, what's with the shades?
So what's with the shades? You guys, we have a new sponsor. We're really excited about this. And you probably saw us talking about this earlier in the week when I printed a picture and we were posing. And everybody said, "Why are you guys so mad?" Because we took a picture, we sent it to our friends. Look. And I said, "Okay, come on, give me the Matrix look." And so we both posed. I said, "That's the one I'm putting up on Facebook." But the reason that we wanted to tell you about these is because they're really cool. It's a great company. Mm-hmm. They're new. And one of the things that I loved about them, besides how great the price is how lightweight these are.
They feel great. They work like a dream.
Yeah.
You hardly know you're wearing them.
I know.
But the other thing that we didn't get a chance to show you, we might show you next week. I'll take a video. Judy buys a lot of things online, and subsequently she returns a lot of things online. These guys have a great way to try them on in your own home without shipping them back and forth. And it's a virtual
try on.
I was going to say,
see right up in the upper right hand corner.
Yeah.
I put your sunglasses right up there.
Yeah.
And then mine are right there. And see the virtual try on. Next week we want to show you how that's done. It's the coolest thing. They actually go right on your face.
On the computer screen.
On the computer screen, and you can see how they look on your face, your face shape, how they sit.
And believe me.
You know what else cracked me up? Yeah. You guys are going to laugh. I realize that I have one ear lower than the other.
What?
And I do. And when I try them on the virtual try on this site, and I put the link in the comment section so you can go back to it later. But it's hysterical. When I put them on in the virtual try on, they actually sit a little cockeyed on my face.
That's how accurate it is.
It's not the site's fault. It's my ears. So I'm like turning this way to try to adjust them. I even pulled one ear down to see if I could trick the system.
But
it's really
I tell you
great.
What, they are great, and they're incredibly reasonably priced. They do come with the case.
Yeah,
too.
The case is included, so you don't have to spend extra.
I'm a big fan of these guys. No doubt.
So we were very happy with our new sponsor, and
we were so excited. We forgot to cheers.
We did.
Cheers, everyone.
I think
cheers to all the dads and the moms.
Yes, cheers. Happy Father's Day, and thank you so much for all the good wishes that you're sending to my dad and to Paul.
Yeah.
That's very sweet. We hope you're having a really good weekend, wherever you are, wherever you're celebrating, if you're celebrating. And we do have kind of a very cool show for you today.
We have a fun
planned.
show,
yeah.
of course. And
it's nice to see all your names coming through, so thank you for that.
One of our newest and most popular features, the signs of all kinds.
The signs of all kinds. Yes, yes. So let us go right to that, and we'll have some fun because they're coming in fast and furious. I told you I actually have a little album on my computer now of signs that I've saved. So
otherwise the show would be 2 hours just to show them all.
I know. So
but you're participating.
But it's nice because then I have them for every weekend from here probably till the end of the year. So keep them coming in because I love to rotate them through. So let's go to our signs of all kinds. Here's the first one, it being a Sunday and all.
Just love everyone. I'll sort them out later. Signs,
yes.
Sincerely, God.
And that was a donation from Christine. She is another prolific sign sender. So Christine, I love that. And I have some more for you in my little album waiting to come up in future. Oh, this is from Glenna. I think you may have misunderstood the invitation when it said black tie only.
Hey, he followed the rules.
He did. For only his black tie.
Thank goodness the tie's long enough.
This time. Common sense is so rare these days to be classified as superpower.
What could go wrong?
We've seen that kind of thing before in like movies. Hi, Cheryl. Thanks for the happy Father's Day wishes. And Wendy, happy Sunday fun day. All right, here is our next sign of all kinds. Oh, this is good. Money can't buy happiness, but it can buy cows, and cows make milk, and milk makes ice cream, and ice cream makes you happy.
Exactly.
And that's from Suzanne. I don't know, Suzanne, if you're watching it this morning, but thank you very much. I love that one too. And speaking of ice cream, here's another great contribution from Christine. Ice cream, you scream. The police come, it's awkward.
Yes, it is.
I thought that was just great. And on the heels of the other cows and milk and ice cream and wonderful, that was great, Christine. Here's one from Connie.
That's a big mosquito.
Yeah, and that's what she said. Gosh, that looks like a big mosquito. But I thought that's kind of cool because I need those signs practically everywhere, every beach, every park, every backyard I go to.
Yes,
they all feel like they're that big.
The mosquitoes love Judy. She must have very sweet blood. I only get bitten when she sprays herself.
I know, it's true. I think I had another one. I just saw Jane's name come up. Let me see if I had another one on here, if I'm going to be rotating back through. I would have sworn that I had one from Jane up here, Jane. So I'm going to run through them again and see. I think I did see her name on one of the previous ones. Oh, Jane was the one who donated the guy sawing the wrong end of the tree. Yes, thank you, Jane. She has some great ones too. I have like 5 more in my album from you,
right,
Jane,
we're not going to do it today, but we were walking from a rooftop bar with your parents. We had a little afternoon happy hour.
Yep.
And then the other bar, kind of walking down the road, had a funny one. So we have that for future episode.
That's you took that, didn't you? He ran back to take the pictures. So you didn't get any FaceTime this time on the signs of all kinds. We'll give that to you next weekend. But
on Father's Day, I couldn't even get that.
Couldn't catch a break. Couldn't catch a break.
Too much fun.
Hi, Teresa. So you also said you had some fun with our blast from the past.
Yeah, so we always start with one from Judy. I didn't check the year on this, but it was from the PM magazine days.
So that means it was once again going back to the early 80s, which would have been 30 years ago.
Now do we have to mute ourselves?
Yes. We do. Okay, so you're saying I go first?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Why am I doing this?
Stomp on the foot. Okay, and then you elbow. Right? Put your arm around. Put your hip in front and throw.
Yeah. Self-defense. An important skill, but kind of fun, too. Now, the students at Peck's Academy range in age from 18 to 30, but we're going to meet a remarkable karate expert tonight who's nearly 70 years old, and she's got moves that would surprise even Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris. PM Magazine's Diana Lapham meets her tonight to find out how she kicked and punched her way right to the top. Let's try that again. That was fun.
Okay, here we go.
I think that anybody can do it. If I can do it, anybody can. Because I'm almost 68 years old. I have arthritis. Anybody can do it if they put their mind to it.
Today's Gladys's birthday. She's 68 years old. Happy birthday, Gladys. Dan and I will be right back.
So Brent said, wow, what year was this? So maybe you did hear it, and I just had it set the right way, but we just couldn't hear it. So that would have been... It was been in the early 80s, and I think I couldn't tell. I couldn't see if that was my co-host Jim or my co-host Dan.
It was
in that one.
It was Dan.
It was Dan?
Yes.
So it was either 82 or 83 then, I think. Oh, no echo on the video. Oh, good. Thank you, Glenna. That's great to know. So the next time I play the next video, I'm not going to mess with it. I'll just leave it alone, even though. Oh, wait. Oh, no echo. Okay. Good. You guys are so helpful. Thank you. That's wonderful.
All right, so the
until maybe the very end.
The blast from the past on my side.
So I'll have to go through and watch it again since I didn't hear it. I mean, after the show.
You can play it again.
No, after the show.
I never get tired of seeing you flip people over your back.
I don't remember doing that, actually.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I know.
All right, this one is going to come to you all the way from Tanzania.
Okay.
For those of you that know us from the shopping channel business, we would go and do trips. So we did a mining trip to Tanzania, and you have a producer and the mic guy and the sound guy and the camera guy. And we found a great backdrop with Mount Kilimanjaro, but you never know what's going to happen. These are, as you're doing what's called a stand-up to promote the show.
Yeah.
And this random Maasai tribesman decided to crash the party.
Oh, so he wasn't invited on. Didn't you have also a lot of security around you? But then not when you were actually on camera.
Not when I ever needed them. No, it was funny though, and anything can happen.
Thank you, Lori. Okay, so here is hopefully no echo here too. Blast from the past.
I forgot the rest of it. I'm sorry.
And the captivating land from
which it comes. Okay.
He's good. I'm ready.
Okay. Tanzanite, a gem so rare and beautiful it is literally in a class by itself, and it's only found on one place on Earth. Hi, I'm Paul DC from Tanzania, Africa, and I'm here to give you a look at a vibrant gemstone.
Okay, one more time.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Let's try and remove him in the mix.
Ready?
Okay. Yeah. You want to look in there?
That's all. Tanzanite. Exactly. A gem so rare and beautiful it is literally in a class by itself, and it's found on only one place on the planet. Hi, I'm Paul DC from where am I? Tanzania in Africa.
Texas.
Tanzanite, a rare gem so beautiful it is literally in a class by itself, and it's only found on one place on Earth. Hi, I'm Paul DC from Tanzania, Africa, and I'm here to give you a closer look at a vibrant gem called Tanzanite in the captivating land from which it comes.
So.
All right, so let us know if that came through the audio.
So he just stood there stoic.
I could tell.
And then blurted. Just blurted something out. The only thing to say was, I couldn't have said it better myself. And then he kept on going.
How long did that go on?
Oh, for like 3 or 4 takes.
Oh, wow.
And
so what, he would step out and then he would just come back in?
He didn't move.
Oh.
And then he started to talk in Swahili. And I was in the middle of doing the stand-up. They should have left it in for the show, to be honest.
Actually, they should.
So,
it's so fun.
Well, I was doing this thing, from the land before man's first footprints or whatever.
Right.
And then he started blurting again, and I said, exactly. And then kept on going. You never know. Somebody said, was that from QVC days?
Yes, it was. Do you remember what year that was that you went?
2001.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was before 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, I want to say, February, March time frame. Beautiful scenery. We went on safaris. And interestingly, and I told this to the people who watch my YouTube gem channel, that later on, Nick, who was the producer, was going through, and I actually have a picture of it. I can put it up in the subsequent show. One of the mines that Camp Osama bin Laden.
Oh, yeah. You've told that story.
Yeah. And that was, the FBI got involved a little bit.
Yeah. You had to be interviewed by the FBI because that was when things were going down and they were doing all kinds of.
I actually thought that was just Judy's dad's way of vetting me. Before he started dating, he got the FBI.
Oh, that's pretty funny. No, it wasn't his fault.
No, actually, I had worse than the FBI. I had to meet 3 sets of parents. Remember?
That's true. That's true. My parents had invited us on a trip out to Snowmass, Colorado, and they were going with 2 other couples. So
It's the first
Oh,
time
so
I met them in
you got to
person.
meet 3 sets of parents.
They were grilling me.
That's right. They
And
were.
it was an epic journey to even get there because of snowstorms. And everything.
Oh, I know. That was crazy. We were flying in from Tucson.
Tucson,
It was the
and
only plane with like 20 people on it that landed within a 36-hour time frame because of all the snowstorms and the block-ins of the airports. So it was really funny that his plane was the only one, and there were 3 of us at the airport. I think in
That's right.
It wasn't Aspen. I didn't have to go to Aspen. I think it was just the airport right in Snowmass, wasn't it? Or
Yeah,
was it Aspen?
it's Aspen Airport.
Maybe it was Aspen. Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Very,
It's
very
Aspen,
so
Snowmass.
close to
It's like
them,
Tampa,
yeah.
St. Pete.
Mhm.
Yeah, that kind of airport thing. So, speaking of your YouTube video,
Yes.
so I wanted to be able to show just a little something, not an actual video of it, but just to talk about it because your show was on Prasiolite.
Yep.
And it was funny. I said, "Oh, I think I have a ring that I could offer you for your show," and here it is.
And I believe that this one is, if I show on either side is the little sapphire garnet. So yeah,
And that is actually a
Prasiolite.
Dallas Prince design. So if you know of the very talented Dallas Prince, who is a jewelry designer, this is one of hers, and I just treasure it. And
It's a great, and it looks great on you.
It happens to be Prasiolite, and it's the only Prasiolite piece I have. But it's just
But watch
stunning.
Watch that video because it's episode 66.
Okay. And actually, here's the channel. If you haven't had a chance to go onto YouTube yet, just go to the YouTube app and search Paul DC Gemstones.
But Judy, we saw
And of course, there's the YouTube app.
we saw a big parcel of beautiful stones, which we ended up buying. But we also saw a bunch of it on a tin roof.
Yes.
In this little factory that we went to.
Oh, that's the stuff. Did you use that video or those pictures?
I did.
Oh, that would have been a great thing to show you today. But go back and watch that.
Go watch that video because it was mind blowing. Because at that time it was only quartz from Brazil or Arizona had enough iron in it that would turn that color.
Yes.
And I assumed like all the times when they're heating amethyst to make citrine, I thought they were doing the same thing. No, they just put it on the roof. Let the sun do it.
Just let the sun do it naturally.
I said, how long? He said, as long as it takes.
Yep.
He said, like
until it turns green.
3 to 6 months, whatever. And I said, well, then is it really treated if you're just putting it in the sun? Philosophical question.
And did they say it really actually was still treated? I don't remember.
No, that's
the
what
videographer on that.
No, that's what they do.
But do they consider it a treatment though, even though they let it solar heat?
I think that, again, I put in my lesson. It's like the age-old philosophical question: if a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to hear it, does it make a sound?
That's true. Yeah.
It's the same thing. If it's just baking in the sun without any artificial means of treatment, is that considered a treatment?
Yes. Marianne was just asking if you had heard about the new diamond that just came out of Africa. It was just discovered in Africa. No, that may be something we need to research. Even though Paul doesn't really focus on diamonds, he's mostly on colored gemstones, which of course is the book that he wrote. It's still fascinating to learn anything about any kind of new gem, material that's come out of any country.
Oh, and speaking of that, Glenna posed another interesting question on my YouTube channel. I didn't have a chance to answer it because right before the show. And she asked, what constitutes a rare gem? And it was a really, really great question. And the truth is, when you take your first colored gemstone lesson from the Gemological Institute of America, they talk about colored gemstones having 3 traits. It's beauty, rarity, durability. Now, rarity is a relative term. And there are some gems that are much, much rarer than other gems. But by definition, you're not just walking along and picking them off the road.
Yeah.
Unless it's maybe the Apache tears we saw in Utah.
Yes.
We saw a bunch of them just on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's interesting, though, what you can do with just a rock polished up. And it can become beautiful if it's made of the right chemical composition. It's incredible.
What I will say is with most colored gems, sort of let the cost be your guide.
Yeah.
to talk about how rare something is, especially if it's a really good color. And the reason I say color gems, diamonds are a little bit artificially inflated.
Mm.
They've been the marketing arm of De Beers for years and years and years and years. So they're probably, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, a little artificially overpriced compared to other rare color gemstones.
Okay. I'll make our decisions from there. From that information. So I have a video that I'm going to release on Tuesday morning.
Wait.
And you know what that means? Tuesday mornings at 10 Eastern are the recipe videos.
Yes.
So, oh my gosh, you guys, I was tearing what little hair I have out of my head to edit this thing, but it came out really well. And all I have to do is add the graphics in at the bottom, which is the same thing that you're seeing on the screen. Hi, Susan. That I just put in the video to give the directions at the same time. Because sometimes I always think, well, am I slurring my words, or do I sometimes say tablespoon when I meant teaspoon? And they're saying, what do they really want to know? What is it really that I should be using? So this is the one I want to show you. And actually, let me take this down first to remind you that on Tuesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, and it'll be live, so it'll be 7 a.m. if you're out on the West Coast, that when you go to your phone and you go to that YouTube app that I was telling you about a few moments ago, that's the app right there. And we show you this just to remind you, because we have new people watching every week, that if you search my name, instead of where I have Sunday FUNDAY shown, see where I've circled playlists above on the upper right-hand side? Instead of Sunday FUNDAY, click playlist and search In the Kitchen with Paul and Judy. This is our new recipe that will be coming out
So good.
on Tuesday. Cooking! Glenna, you and LaDon are going to love this one. It's the P.F. Chang inspired chicken lettuce wraps. And it was so much fun to do. You just tell the story, and I'll remind you of where you can find my channel on YouTube. Whether you're on a mobile device or you're on your computer, but you should tell the story of doing this for the second time. So this is the one we talked about last week, where we said, we tried to put it on camera, and then when we changed into a new scene, right? Exactly. The audio didn't work, and one of the cameras didn't work, so we're on camera eating away and talking about how good it is. Couldn't see anything, couldn't hear anything.
And usually we pride ourselves. This is nothing to be proud of, but we pride ourselves for not trying the recipes ahead of time. We want it to be kind of just an organic. Figure
off the top. Let's see what happens.
And then we just say, is it a good recipe? Is this not so much? So this is one exception where we had to make it a second time, and they were both delicious. We modified it a little bit.
And that's what we got. We had some benefit out of having done it the first time.
A little bit about that on the video.
Oh, we do. We talk everything about it. Yeah, so, what we did differently.
But it was delicious, and it will become one of our staples for sure.
Oh gosh, yes. And the good news is, hi Susan, thank you. we had so much of the sauce left over that we've used it in a couple of things since. And in fact, last night with my parents in town, we did just a chicken stir fry. And Paul said, hey, what about that sauce that we used for the lettuce wraps? So we got that out, heated it up, used it even on our chicken stir fry.
Everybody loved
and it was fantastic. Yeah. So it was really nice to be able to, use that sauce again and again. And I said, we've got enough where we should do the lettuce wraps again, not make the sauce, just do the chicken and the mushrooms and the water chestnuts and the onions, and then we've got the sauce all ready to go. It'll be a 5-minute recipe then.
So good. So good.
So that's what you can look for. And I have a little snippet of it to show.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. Okay. I was able to get it together this morning. It took me a while. We are ready to go with another In the Kitchen with Paul and Judy.
I know. And this one was 2 weeks in the making.
Yes. This is one of the first times that we actually made it first, and now we're making it a second time, and we've got some adjustments to do.
So Judy's going to give the ingredients, but we did make some modifications. It was delicious. Don't get me wrong.
First, we should also say that it's lettuce wraps from P.F. Chang's, and we did modify it. But also, guess whose apron won the first apron?
Thank you.
First apron. and second April.
This is going to be fun, though. This is a fun one. It's a good one.
It's delicious.
It's going to be part of our regular stable now, I think,
Yes.
of meals.
We ready to talk about what we need?
Sure. Love
Okay.
it.
Tell you what, you call it off and I'll show it. Does that sound good?
Okay.
All right.
All right, so we need a chicken breast.
Yes.
And you want it to be partially thawed. We'll explain that in a minute.
They do talk about having a pound of chicken breasts. I don't know if ours is exactly a pound. It's a very, very big chicken breast.
That's right.
So I think it'll be enough.
A
for us.
well-endowed chicken.
Yes. Yeah, a well-endowed chicken breast. It was plenty of chicken to go around in the rest.
come from.
Oh, you should see though. This is so funny at the end. And I showed you real quickly the what I think is going to be the. Let me see if I can find it again. What I think is going to be the thumbnail, because I just created this real quickly. But look at the size of the lettuce pieces. We used the iceberg lettuce, yes. And I used the, like, not the very first one. I always take off the first one and throw it away. But the second two, they were Jurassic lettuce wraps. It was so funny. But you can use butter lettuce or bib lettuce. We talk about that in the video too, all different kinds, whatever works for you. But I'll tell you, they were so big that I could wrap it up a million times, and I never lost anything inside as I was eating it. It was really, really funny.
It's delicious.
So I hope you like that one.
Yes.
But and you'll have to let us know if you if you've ever made them, how you would do it differently. Have you ever had P.F. Chang's lettuce wraps? We get them every time.
We have coming up. That and the chicken fried rice.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, delicious recipe.
Very
we enjoyed that. We hope you enjoy it as well. You know, I should have thought of this ahead of time.
Okay.
And maybe we'll save it maybe for next year, or just if in your comments. Everybody had a dad that had certain comments that they made.
Yes.
Do you have one from your dad that you remember?
No, not right off the top of my head.
You
obviously have yours.
Well, there are two things that I remember. You know, he had, of course, that one chair that was the lounge chair that was off limits for anybody.
Right, especially during Steelers games.
Right, and then during the Steelers games, he also had something called Super Bowl rules, because we had 4 Super Bowls in 6 years, and you were not allowed to talk. Super Bowl rules were in effect. I also remember, like, I had 3 brothers, 3 sisters, so it was a crowded house, in a little house. And he would once in a while check how you cleaned your room, or as I say in Pittsburgh, red up your room.
Red up your room, yeah.
And so he would be coming in and he'd be like picking things up. So, what's this? Well, it looks like a sock, Dad. What's this?
So that was your phrase that you remember?
I remember things like that, yeah.
I'll have to think. My dad has a lot of them. A lot of wise words. Good advice. Yeah, speaking of wise words, I think we're ready for our wise words. I prepared another set of them today
looking forward to it.
To close the show. That was a very fast show.
It was a fast show.
Wow.
Well, we have to treat your parents to lunch.
Yes. So we are getting ready to go to brunch with them for Father's Day. That's when I'll give them this card.
Okay.
Yes.
I like it.
Okay. So a very last and final Happy Father's Day.
Thank
To you and to you and to Dad. And we plan to see you next weekend. That's not the 4th of July, is it? Today is the first day of summer, though. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
I remember seeing somebody's comment come through, happy first day of summer, as well as happy Father's Day. That's right.
Does that mean the longest
that means I can wear white pants and white shoes now.
I think it's the longest day of the year.
I think it is the longest day.
Yeah.
So that means that the sunset is going to be as far over as it ever ends up being. This has been such an amazing house for the view, even of the sun, and an educational experience, because you think that the sun sets in the west, rises in the east, and it's the same place every time. And it's not. The sun travels from up here, where, in fact, right there, at the copes of those 3 trees, literally set right there. And on the 21st or 20th of December, seems like
all the way down.
Yeah, it seems like a full 90 degrees from where it sets right now. So it's really fascinating to watch that. But anyway, here's your education on the sun, rising and setting.
Thank you, Judy.
Yay!
Trust the science.
Oh my. On that note, have a happy rest of your weekend. We love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.